Hello friends, welcome to my Everything I Watched in July video. I decided that this month, while I talked about everything I watched in July, I would play Animal Crossing, which, have not done in a couple of months, so I'm sure my character looks rough. I'm sure my island is fucking rough. There's a bunch of updates that I saw people posting about on TikTok of all places. None of them, I think, are quality of life updates, which is great. Really good. Glad that they refused to do any of those. Wow. Look at that. Look at my little buddies. Can't wait for everyone to be like, wow, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, look at that. I haven't I haven't like done the thing where I've like manually uploaded my data, I think, since like March of this year. But Tom Nook looks sad. Okay. Alright, anyway. I couldn't remember exactly what this was. Anyway, I thought that I would run around. Oh, yeah, my island is called Hyrule. I thought I would run around my Animal Crossing island, do some cleanup, pop around, see what's going on, while I talked about the 24 movies I watched in July. We will see if in the middle of this I remember that I'm a dum-dum and didn't write something down, but I think I tried to do a very good job, more persistent than other months about writing everything down. So, we'll see. I'm sure that I played this after March because I feel like I never hit the like minus sign and do any of that. I think maybe I did that because I just like hadn't done it since they made that an update, because they updated that at some point because it wasn't always in the game. Anyway, yes, my island is called Hyrule. If I remember correctly, I have a bunch of people I like. Hi, Isabel. Oh man, it's somebody's birthday? Yeah, I guess I gotta go give her a present. Okay. Alright, so I thought maybe I'd hang around the island for a hot second and then I'll get into the movies that I watched. Yeah, I watched 24. Look at my hair. Yep. That's me. Look at me. I'm so cute. What am I holding? Fishing pole. Ooh. I wonder how much mail I have. Oh yeah, they had done, the last time I played, they had done the Mario, they were doing like the Mario update. Oops. I was trying to like get a bunch of that stuff because I wanted to make my island a little Mario-y. And I didn't do that. As you can, I just kind of stopped. Alright, is that all the mail? Oh, okay. That was not that much mail. Oh, man. Man. I have not played this in so long. I wonder how many weeds there are. There's like so many updates from July, I think. I don't know if I can even do all of them, you know, because some of them are probably done with. I definitely did not play during the oh yeah, I forgot that when you bloop, kill you. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Look at this weird plushie. Ah, that's from my mom. That seems accurate to like my actual life. My mom would give me something weird. Let's see. This is boring. I'm just gonna put everything in storage. And then I thought I might give you a tour of my house, and then I would walk around the island basically and do a couple of random things. I'm not gonna do everything that I would normally do, because I also don't care. To like all of the you know, tiny little things that you do on the island. But I figured I would do... Oh, I think it's too early to go to some of the shops because it is 7 in the morning. Oh, shit. And I don't time travel. It's just, like, not a thing that I do. So, we might not do any of that, which, okay. I delayed reaction on that. Okay, so, let's look at my little house. This is my kitchen. I am really obsessed with it, actually. It's, like, one of my favorite. It was, yeah, I was so happy when I finally did this. Maybe I'll change, too. So, yeah, I got this red and black floor, have these tiles. I love it. Was able to make all this, like, I really like this. Even though I personally, in my general life, don't like wood furniture, like wood-colored furniture. Oh, nope. Get out of here. I was really happy when they added these into the game because I think that they're really nice looking. I don't know that I love them in the kitchen because, again, I don't really like the wood, but they're very useful because you can put 2 items on them, which was useful in the kitchen. That's boring. Anyway, yeah, so I got my stand mixer, my scale, my rice cooker, and my blender. And then I got this one, which has the sink, and then I put the dish rack on it. Got my double-doored fridge. Got my little oven with my huge fucking kettle. My knife thing. My little pots and pan thing. I like this little plant, this hanging plant. I was happy about that. Got this, like, separate freezer. Keys, and I just thought this looked cool. And I got my little seahorse over here because he looked cool. Switches. And then this little table so I can play a board game and drink coffee that I don't drink in real life. Okay. Over here, I think is a spare room. I think I, like, made it into a spare room. What did I make this into? I have all of the well, unless there's, like, more shit in here. Yeah, this is, like, my craft room that has a bed in it. I was like, okay, I don't know. It's fine. It's got sewing, and it's got a record player, and I have cardboard boxes. There were certain items in the game that I feel like furniture items that I feel like were really hard to, like, find for whatever reason or, like, obtain, which is, like, kind of annoying. And one of them was, like, end tables. Really frustrating. Come here. Boop. Okay. And then this is the bathroom. Chamash, I'm really happy with this bathroom. I want this bathroom in real life, or, like, a amalgamation of it. So I got that, like, dynamic wallpaper. But I made this, like, bamboo-y. You got this little privacy screen. I used all the bamboo stuff, which I thought was cool. This is a speaker, so you can play music. And then I also put, like, the laundry in here because I thought that made sense. I have, I think, a washer. Can you change in this? No. You can change in the, my favorite weird feature is that you can change in, like, the fridge and the freezer. Like it's a closet. Fucking weird. This game is so weird. A freezer. Should I change? Yeah, I guess. Okay. What do I want to wear? I think I might wear a dress. Or like a dress up item. So I thought the clothing shop is probably not open. I wish I time traveled, but it's just not a thing that I do. These are like outfits I would wear in real life. There's some where I'm like wild, and then some I'm like, I would be wearing that in real life. Thank you very much. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna wear that. Yep, cute. Okay. And then here is my character's main bedroom. Whoa. I think the basement is like a weird place, but I can't remember. I need to do more with this, but whatever. I need more table space. That was always, people always complained about that. So there's my little closet. I have some like art from like people making things, and then I also put a record up because I kept accidentally buying the same music over and over. Yeah, this is my little room. I kind of hate it because I would like to. I just need more table space. That's all it is. Which I think is true in real life too. So I guess go team. We'll go to the basement last because I think it's. Oh no, I didn't mean to leave the house. I hate the way this is set up. I think it's stupid. Okay, let's go back in. Go back in the house. Well, how many times do you have to kill? You have to kill cockroaches a bunch when you come back. Okay. All right. Upstairs is. I actually really like this room. I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this room rules. Come here. Boop. So, this is my. This is me trying to collect all the mermaid shit. And I made it I put a lot of it down, and I put up the like fake Venus de Milo painting that I got from the Fox dude. And I made this little like entertainment room. Again, need a not desk to put the TV on. Okay. And then I started getting, oh yeah, I have a fake Mona Lisa. I have some of the fake art I've bought either on purpose or on accident. And then, because you can't have like animals, but they still give you like animal shit. I was like, cool, I'm gonna pretend like I have a cat. So that's that. And then there's a tiny little bathroom over here, which I apparently can't use because that's stupid. That was why did I do that? Like, why did I make it so you couldn't go into it? That's so weird. Anyway, that's the upstairs. Probably that and the bathroom are probably my two favorite rooms. Well, I guess the kitchen. I'm in love with about half of my rooms. And then the basement, I think it's albums on the wall and yeah, pinball machine. Yeah, these are all the like albums I've bought extras of, like music I bought extras of. And then I just have like all the like game machines. Yep. Weird. And then I have a tool bench down here. And a record player. Fucking weird. Okay. Alright, so that's my house. Welcome to my house, and now I will walk around Hyrule and do some things while I talk about the movies I watched. So, the first movie that we watched in July, I think we watched on like the first day of July or like whatever, and that is Hacksaw Ridge. My boyfriend, as is a common theme, we like kind of swap around, and he wanted to, he'd been wanting to show me that movie for a while. He really likes it. I think it's fine. I am really hit and miss on like war movies, and he knows that. And it was one that I had definitely wanted to watch because I love Andrew Garfield. I'm, as the kids say, a hoe for Andrew Garfield. That's not the kids. That's my generation, just speaking out of pocket about things. Anyway, I love Andrew Garfield. He is a silly little boy, and he's got the weirdest fucking career. But he's having a resurgence right now, which I really love and appreciate. Also, does anyone else think about the Actor Studio? God, what movie was Dev Patel in that year? Actually, I don't even remember. I think that was the year of Hacksaw Ridge, because that was also the year of Silence, where Andrew Garfield, a notorious, lovely little Jewish boy, played two very religious characters, which I think is really funny. Like Jesus religious characters, because in Hacksaw Ridge, that character is, he's Mormon. He's like LDS. Anyway, the story of it is like good. God, I hate that you can't rotate the camera when you're just like hanging on the island. I think it's bad. I feel like last time I logged in after a long time, there was lots of weeds, and I feel like there's really not as many as I thought there would be. Anyway, I think the story of it's good. I think Mel Gibson is a competent director, but I think that he's just like a weird he's a very weird director. And that's always been true, even during like Braveheart and stuff. He's just like a very specific kind of director. And I also think it's weird, alright, like Mr. Anti-Semitic over here casting a very, I would argue, a very famous Jewish actor, but go off, I guess. Do whatever, I guess. I don't know, very weird. Bury it in the hole. This grows trees, which I think is wild. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we watched Hacksaw Ridge. It was fine. It was perfectly fine. I love Andrew Garfield. What a boy. Here comes the man. You know, a welcome taxpayer to my heart. Yeah, so we did that. And then the next movie we watched was Vicious Fun, which recently in July came out, or I think maybe the end of last month, I'm not sure. The end of June, came out on Shudder. And it was really good. I watched it because a couple of people from Movie John had watched it. We did like a review of it. And I thought the review was really good, and I was like, oh, okay, this seems cool. And a couple of other people were like, yeah, I really liked it, and I was like, dope. It's like a fun slasher. There really is not that many weeds. Oh, this is my weird like filming thing. I've got like this huge TV camera and lights, and it's just this funeral thing. I tried to be as weird as possible on my island. I just thought it would be funny, to be totally honest. And you know what? I was right. It is very funny. Man, I should have done this later in the day. I'm dumb. I forgot about the fucking wild-ass time-locked bullshit. Completely forgot about it. Anyway, Vicious Fun is good. It's a movie about a kid. This shit is stuck here, and I have not been able. It just, like, is glitched. So I used to put my bugs on the beach for when the very cute bug boy came. Little dragon bug boy. I love him. Because it was easier to access, but, joke's on me. Man. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Vicious Fun is about a kid. It's set in, I think, the 90s? 80s, 90s? I think 90s. And it's about a kid who basically works for, like, a Fangoria-type magazine, which I thought was really funny, who, is in love with his roommate, which is kind of, like, whatever. I don't know. Classic but annoying. Here's my free DIYs from people visit my island, although they count that negatively towards your island score, which is fucking rude. Whatever, I don't care. But he gets rejected, or no, he doesn't even get rejected necessarily by his roommate, but his roommate like goes on a date with a dude, and oh, here's my little fair area. And he gets sad and follows the dude to the bar that he goes to after he drops her off, and gets really drunk and passes out, like pukes and then passes out in the bathroom. And when he wakes up, the bar restaurant, because it's like a Chinese restaurant that also is mostly a bar, question mark, and they whatever, it's being used. He like walks into a group of people essentially doing sort of like an AA type circle situation, and oh look, I'm learning stacked magazines. Nope. And then he later discovers that actually, like, as he sits through it and is like listening to people, he realizes that they're all serial killers and violence and fun ensues. It's, you know, a horror comedy. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Whoopsie daisies. This is my little play area for the kids that don't exist on the island. Bloop. Fine. Okay noises. Okay. Yeah, so it's like really fun. There's a girl there who is not what she seems, and yeah, it's just really fun. It's a horror comedy. There's some like dumb shit, but like in like a fun way, you know? You're like, oh, neat. I bet this was really fun to conceive of and film, you know? Which I really appreciate because as someone who wants to, you know, kind of write fun shit like that, it's nice to see that it's still getting made, especially on Shudder for an audience who very clearly is like into that, you know, who is chomping at the bit for it. So that's nice. And it's received a lot of love. People have really been liking it, so that's nice. The next movie we watched was The Big Short, which was a movie I had never particularly cared to watch just because I like Adam McKay fine, but I just didn't. I truly just talked to him. Hi. Alright. I just like, I don't know, it was never a thing that I was dying to, it's my little campsite, dying to deal with. I just didn't, I was like, I don't know, I don't really care about this. Like I care about the financial crisis, obviously, but, and I thought it was fine. I don't know, it was pretty funny. Which makes sense because Adam McKay, but yeah, I don't know. I was just like, all right. It was fine. Oh man, I can't go sell things, which is kind of annoying. I can't do everything. Why did you let me play this game so early in the morning when nothing was open? I feel dumb. Anyway. I'm gonna see if I have a bunch of fossils, and go to the, museum, because that's the only thing that I think stays open all the time. I need to press this one. These are all my items. This is all the things I have. Do I have fossils? Oh, I don't think I have fossils. Okay, well, I have the ones in my pocket. The next thing we watched, because 4th of July weekend happened, we watched Train to Busan, which is also on Shudder, both that and Peninsula. It's not quite a sequel, but it's like set in the same universe as that movie. I bet said that game. Not true. Not a game. It's not a game. Anyway, set in the same universe, I believe. Pseudo sequel. Anyway, they're both on Shudder, and I was the only person in the group of people doing 4th of July celebrations. There was like 4 of us. It was like me, my boyfriend, our roommate, and our good friend who we played D&D with and hang out with all the time. His parents were out of town, so we were like, let's make a bunch of food, play with your dog, and watch movies. And that's what we did. And it was great. And Train to Busan was really good. Access assess. I can't. Oh, whoops. That was what I wanted to click. I'm dumb. Wow, I have not played this in a long time. My brain is just like, bleh. I literally, access. That's what I read that as. I'm stupid. Oh my god. The next thing I saw was Pig, which I watched as a screener. And I reviewed it for Movie John, so I'll link it down below. But I really fucking loved this movie, as a lot of people have. And I know a lot of people are like, Nick Cage is such a, like, wow, what a return to and I'm like, yes, but also here's the argument, which is not like a new argument at all, which is Nick Cage has always been good, but like he really just needs an actor, a director to give him direction. He's a good actor. He's always been a good actor. He also, it's very easy to argue, because it's pretty factual, will take kind of anything because he has, like, money spending issues. So it's like, he does a lot of shit. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. It's all, like, a lot of it is for the sake of, like, making money, which is totally fine and, like, commendable. But he's, like, he always has the potential to be good. Like, that shouldn't be surprising, actually. And this movie is really fucking good. It's sort of pitched as, and we'll talk about another movie that we watched later this month that was also pitched as like a John Wick style situation. Okay, since I can't go to any of the stores, I guess we'll go swimming and do all of that. I don't know. I can't like do any of the new update stuff because none of the stores are open. Dumb. Anyway, it's one of the films that was kind of done up as a John Wick style movie, and while I think that the basic plot is very similar, it takes a much more emotional approach to that kind of story, and is very much the story of three men who are dealing with different, same but different grief in very different ways, and are all kind of smashed together because of the choices of one of them. And I thought it was a supremely good movie. You should watch it if you have the capacity to. It's very good. The next movie we watched was Mimic, because neither my boyfriend nor I had seen it. It's a Guillermo del Toro movie from like kind of early in his stateside career. And it's the movie that like, yes, give me something, otter boy. Pascal. Yeah, you can have it. I don't care. Is he still gonna give me like mermaid shit? I have no idea. No clue. You gotta wrap your doodle around that, my dude. Yeah, anyway, Mimic is the movie that he like he has often said, because like it was around I think the same time that his dad was kidnapped, and he has said often, he was like, these two things happened around the same time, and one of them was much more traumatic than the other. And I can tell, oh, he just left me a pearl. And he was like, and I can tell you exactly which one it was, because he was working with Miramax which means he was working with the Weinsteins. And he was like, they are literally some of the worst people I've ever worked with my entire life. And I'm like, I have no doubt about that, my dude. But yeah, I thought it was fine. It's definitely not my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie. But I also recognize that, like, it's a movie that was heavily, like, noted and edited and all that stuff without him really having any control over that because of the Weinsteins. So I think that's a big contributing factor as to why... Oh, come on. So, you know, fine. We're going over here then. Although I'm still gonna, come up before that happens. Come here. Crab. So yeah, it was like one of those things where I was like, this is fine. Like, this is like a fine movie. I'm not mad about it, but it's definitely not the kind of flick that you imagine from Guillermo del Toro. Which is fine. It was fine, you know? Totally fine. Yep. I just want to catch one of these buddies. I wonder which one it is. There's a couple that are, like, really hard to catch. Like, you have to just, like, essentially run them to the edge of the water where the, like, little nets are. Just what I'm trying to do, but... It looks like I got a bunch of them. There it goes. Whew. A little squishy vampire squid. He's so cute. Yeah, anyway. The next movie we watched a bunch, well, I watched, Pearson watched this with me, but I watched a bunch of Shudder this month. I was trying to watch a couple of things I've been meaning to watch. And one of them was the documentary Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, which was really good. It was a really good documentary. It's about the lead actor from the second Nightmare on Elm Street movie, which has very famously been considered a very queer entry into the thing. The writer has always maintained that he wasn't doing it on purpose, that the lead actor who is gay, made it more gay than he had ever intended, which is hot bullshit, and really fucked with that actor's sense of self and, like, life, and I think that's so fucked up. I will also say that Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was directed by the head of my directing program in college, Jack Shoulder. So it was very weird to see him in this movie and to kind of just see him being his asshole self that he always was. It was kind of like, it was so weird to hear his voice in this context, and see him. And I think he filmed this while I was at school, but I honestly can't remember. Yeah, that was everything he did and said was unsurprising to me as a person. I was like, okay, whatever. But I thought it was a really good documentary. It was a nice documentary about, you know, the kind of history of that franchise, like the early part of that franchise, It was a nice documentary, like a nice kind of historical documentary, or a historical document of the queer fan experience, especially with that movie, but in horror specifically. It was just a good time, and it has like a nice cathartic ending, which I really loved. It was good. It was really, really good. Would recommend, especially if you're queer, you're into horror, you like Nightmare on Elm Street, like any of those things, you should watch it. The next thing we watched was we went to theaters and saw Black Widow, which I thought was fine as a film. I'm recording this after the announcement that Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney for breach of contract, which I think is really fascinating, and I'm really interested to see how that all turns out, especially because I guess Emma Stone is also considering suing them for breach of contract for the same thing. And I also saw that maybe oh, my brain. What's her name? Whatever. What's her name from Jungle Cruise? Her name is also Emma. My brain is really not functioning right now. I think she's contemplating suing Disney for breach. Basically, like, Disney didn't renegotiate any of the contracts when they decided that they were going to put everything on streaming as well as in theaters, even though it's a premium thing. It just wasn't in the contracts, versus, like, the WB, even though their shit is free, if you have HBO Max already, they renegotiated a lot of the contracts, especially for the big movies, because they knew it was going to be a problem. Although I will say that, like, the other companies that worked on some of those movies, they didn't negotiate those contracts or figure that out. They only, I think, really renegotiated the contracts with the like the actors, directors, etc. So they were getting sued, or maybe getting sued by, like, Lionsgate, like a couple of the other production companies that helped fund a lot of those movies. Like, I think Lionsgate, Legendary, for sure, because of Kong vs. Godzilla. And I don't know if that's come to fruition or not, or what's happened with that. Maybe they settled, but fascinating, really fascinating. I'm shocked that there wasn't more lawsuits before this because of all of the streaming stuff. Also, like, I'm sorry, Disney, you can't be like, Scarlett Johansson is being callous when you've literally had Disney World open since July of 2020. Like, I suddenly cannot hear anything because I don't hear bullshit, my dudes. Anyway, Black Widow I thought was fine. It is one of those movies where I'm like, I really wish that we had gotten this 10 years ago when I was very, very excited about the prospect of a Black Widow movie, when I really cared about this character in the MCU. I still care about that character a lot in the comics universe, but as far as the MCU is concerned, I'm not a huge Scarlett Johansson fan. I kind of used to be, but no. Never mind. I take that back. She's a mess, and I gotta go. I think she's a good actress, but I just, like, yikes, my dude, you know, on a lot of things. So, whatever. I thought that, as most people did, Florence Pugh fucking stole the show. What a fucking icon and legend. Queer girls everywhere will scream and shout. She rules. She's so good in this movie. She's so good in every movie, but she's so good in this movie, and I can't wait to see her do more shit in the MCU. Yeah, and it was fun to see, even though it was, like, on the kind of mediocre, honestly, as far as Marvel films go. Definitely, like, second tier, you can tell. It was nice to see a Marvel movie in a theater for the first time in a while. I mean, not that there's been Marvel movies, so I guess, you know, whatever, but fascinating. It was like for a good time, you know? Oh, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. Yeah. Yelena, I adore her. She's queen of my heart. Everything else was like aggressively fine. Ha 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 ha, you fool. Ah, it's a giant clam. Those ones are really fast. Okay, so the next movie I watched was, I was rewatching with my best friend Megan, High School Musical. And, I did it because, I also watched Grease later this month, which I'll talk about when I get to that. But I rewatched High School Musical and Grease because I wrote my teen column on teen musicals, and those are two of the most like profitable teen musicals of all time, and also two of the most like influential teen musicals of all time. So gotta talk about them. So we rewatched High School Musical. I love this stupid little movie with a stupid little plot. I love High School Musical. So good. So good. And that's all I have to say about that. The next thing we watched was Fright Night, the original, because neither me nor my boyfriend had seen it. And gotta say, fucking rules. Absolutely rules. Every person who has ever said that it rules, they were correct. It rules. Apparently the second one is not bad. Like, people like the second one. I've heard like the remake is like aggressively fine, but a package. Let me get out of the water because I'm actually almost out of room in my pockets. I think I have everything. Out of the water. Do I have a... Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, do I have a slingshot? Boop. But yeah, Fright Night ruled. It was really good. But apparently the second one's good, so at some point I think we're gonna watch that maybe this month. Wow, Clay. Excellent. Nope. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about Fright Night other than it ruled. It was a really good like vampire story, and I just like, I want more cool vampire stories all the time, you know? The next thing we watched was Space Jam: A New Legacy, which I will tell you, I thought was very bad. Yeah. Big yikes on that one, my dudes. Oh man. Like, I'm glad we watched it, cause Zeitgeist and blah blah blah, but fucking yikes, my dude. I don't know. Fucking yikes, my dude. What time do you open? 8. Ah. Might do that right at the end. So it's only 15 minutes, and I am only on the 11th movie that I watched, so that might be it. That might be it, my dude. I don't know what to tell you, but I've been sneezing a lot. I've been cutting out a lot of my like sneezes and my sniffles. You're welcome. And I don't know why. I took a bunch of Benadryl before I started this, so I'm hoping it kicks in fucking soon. But like, ever since I moved to Los Angeles, like, my sinuses have been so bad. Like, even before like all of the, you know, corona stuff. Like, I don't know. It's very like, I don't know what it is about the weather, which like you would think it would be fine because like the weather's pretty dry and hot and not really like humid or anything, but maybe my sinuses are just like so used to the North Carolina weather that they don't know how to behave. They just simply don't. They don't know. Anyway, the next thing we watched after Space Jam, which was a whole thing, yowzas, was Gunpowder Milkshake, which was I think more than anything, just kind of boring. Like, it was fine. I was going to review it for Movie John. I was trying to. And they didn't send out screeners. They were like, actually, we're not doing screeners. And I was like, interesting. Which, when PR people don't want to send screeners, usually means like one of a couple of things. Either they're really trying to keep it under lock and key for spoilers, like if it was like Marvel or something, or it sucks. Is usually the general consensus, I think, between people like in the industry of review, is that usually if people don't want to give you screeners, it's because it sucks, or they just think it will underperform, so they don't want to essentially have reviews out saying, hi, it sucks, or like it's not as good as we wanted it to be, because the trailer I thought was really good. And it's so funny because everyone's complaint, which I think is true, is that you can tell that it was written and directed by men, because this is the other, it's John Wick, and it's more, I would say, because of not necessarily the plot, but because of the way the world is set up in that film is like very John Wick. Like, what if we just did John Wick but girls? Which I was totally down for. I like John Wick, and I do like women. I do be liking women. And like a lot of people were like, you can tell that it was written and directed by men, which I do think is true, but also, hear me out, it was just boring. It was just really boring. I mostly just thought it was boring, which sucks. I was like, how are you gonna make a John Wick style movie and just have it be boring? You know, like, what? How is that? How did you make that boring? How did you do that? It's John Wick. It's like banging action shit, you know? Like, what happened? And that's my main thing. I'm just like, it's boring. It's just kind of boring. And that sucks. Like, there's kind of a fun fight scene where Karen Gillan can't really use her hands because she gets, like, drugged, and it's fine. I don't know. Even that fight scene, which is, like, kind of fun, is, like, also kind of boring. I don't, like, it was just fine. I don't think it's, like, the worst thing that's ever existed or whatever, but I wish it was more fun. In the same way, like, John Wick is fun. Like, John Wick is also kind of self-serious, but it's also, like, this is silly, and we know that you just want to watch Keanu Reeves kick ass and shoot guns, and they're not wrong. Like, that is true. But, like, even, like, Atomic Blonde, which isn't quite John Wick, but, like, in terms of plot or even, like, general world setup, but is, you know, has a similar vibe because of the action and because of, like, who directed it and, like, all that stuff, is more, like, fun. Actually, I really want to rewatch Atomic Blonde, so maybe I'll talk about that next month when I rewatch Atomic Blonde. Yeah, so Gunpowder Milkshake, mostly boring. Definitely written and directed by men, but mostly boring. Number one complaint. The next thing we watched was Spaceballs, because I had somehow never seen Spaceballs. I haven't seen a lot of Mel Brooks movies, actually, shockingly. And my boyfriend was like, this is a travesty. So we watched Spaceballs, and it was really good. You don't need me to tell you that. That movie's old and beloved, and it's good, you know? Like, who is surprised that I liked Spaceballs? Shocking. You know, like, what? The next thing I watched was Grease, also for that article where I was talking about teen musicals. And I don't really have a lot more to say other than, like, Grease is good. I really like Grease. I forgot how weird Grease is. It's good. And, like, there's a reason that it is so popular. The next movie we watched, though, was The Hunt, that movie from, I think, 2019, that's about the like liberal people doing a most dangerous game on a bunch of rednecks. And it has what's her name from Glow, who I adore, as like the main character. And it originally, like, the release of it had gotten canceled because of like some whatever nonsense stuff. I thought it was good. I am confused by exactly what it's trying to like say and do. I will say that I think its conceit, because I would definitely say that those characters are like liberal elite, is like a pretty accurate portrayal of like liberals rather than leftists. And I would say leftists are much more like the people you actually want to like, that are actually like fighting for progressive change. It's open at 9. You one of those? Fuck you, Able Sisters. You suck. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I also really liked the kind of like twist. I thought that was really fun. Ooh, another package. So yeah, it was fun. The action I thought was really fun. It was nice to like watch something that had fun action after Gunpowder Milkshake. So yay. I don't know. It was good. And the lead actress is so good. Again, I really like the twist. I think the twist is really good. So the next movie we watched was Galaxy Quest. This was something that my boyfriend and I were rewatching, but our friend Dre had come over and he had never seen it, which was kind of shocking actually. And I think my boyfriend maybe had only ever seen it on TV or something. Anyway, we watched it. It was good as always. Galaxy Quest rules. One of the great movies, like one of the great comedy movies of maybe ever, of certainly my life, especially as like a Star Trek hoe. So it rules. It was good. Oh yeah, I forgot she calls me chef. Yeah. Where's Julia? It's her birthday today. I gotta find her. The next thing we watched was Freaky, which is the serial killer body swap movie, I think from the guy who made Happy Death Day, which I really like that, and Happy Death Day to You. I think they're really good. And this was the serial killer body swap movie with, oh yeah, I forgot this guy is here. I love him. With Vince Vaughn. And it was good. It was really funny. So it was funny. It was like, the action was good. It was a nice horror movie. I thought it was lovely. The next thing I watched was, what the fuck are you doing over there? Was Beetlejuice. I was rewatching it for like the 100th time. Mostly for fun, and also because I'm like working on kind of doing a thing, so I wanted to rewatch it and kind of like figure out if it is the thing that I wanted to do a piece of writing about. And I think that it is, so I'm hoping to kind of do that. Oh, no. I just want her DIY. What you doing? Yeah, Beetlejuice rules. If you haven't seen Beetlejuice, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Tim Burton movies. Yeah, I think it rules. It's so good. You know? So good. The next thing we watched was White Chicks, which we watched, we like made dinner and like some of our friends came over. And I had never seen it. It was that situation where I was the only person who had never seen the movie, and my boyfriend had been wanting to like have me watch it for a while. And my boyfriend had wanted me to watch it with him for a while, but was also like, it's a better movie in like a crowd than just like the two of us. And I was like, that's fair. And he was correct. It was very fun in like a crowd. Yeah, it was like, it was kind of just like a really fun movie. So that was neat. We did that. Yep. I was like, I don't really know. Like, yep, we did that. It was fun. And yeah, dinner was really good. It was nice to like see some friends and do all of that nonsense. What did we make? We made something really delicious, but I can't. Oh, we made like fried chicken. Because my boyfriend wanted to do some like par fry. We got like buttermilk and he wanted to make some buttermilk fried chicken. So we did like a par fry and then finished it in the oven. It was really good. Shockingly. Unshockingly, it was very good. The next thing we watched was Tombstone, another movie I'd never seen that my boyfriend was dying to show me. Oh, maybe I'll do some fishing while I wait for the shop to open. And it was extremely good. My main experience with the like shootout at the OK Corral and like the Wyatt Earp story is the show Wynonna Earp, which is based on like I think a Vertigo comic, or it's based on like oops, every time. It says like fishing in Hades. I'm a fool. And so like that's what I know of things. LOL. But I will say, just like in Wynonna Earp, I've always thought this. Wouldn't it just be better if Doc Holliday was a little bit in love with Wyatt Earp, you know? And watching Tombstone, gotta say, Doc Holliday a little bit in love with Wyatt Earp. I was not incorrect. Just saying, throwing it out there. Give me gay they're not really cowboys, but you know, give it to me, baby. Anyway, it was good. Very, very good. The next thing we watched was Bo Burnham's Inside again. This was actually the first time I'd rewatched it. I've been listening to the music a lot, obviously, but hadn't actually rewatched it since the first time I saw it when it originally came out. But my boyfriend still hadn't seen it. He's kind of meh on Bo Burnham, which is wild to me. Very confusing to me, but it's fine. But he liked it okay. I was like, all right. Well, now I don't have to bother you to watch it anymore, so I guess we're good. So yeah, it was nice to rewatch it. Very oh no, my fishing pole. Yeah, very good. I mean, good time is not the correct word, or phrase, because it is good, but I would not argue it is a good time, but it is extremely good. So, you know. The next thing we watched was Fear Street Part 1, 1944. 1944? 1994. I'm dumb. I can't. My brain is mush. Which is, so the three Fear Street movies came out earlier this month, or earlier in the month of July. And I think I remember people not liking the first one. Like, people were like, wow, the first one's like really bad. And I don't think that that's true. Like, I think it's fine. I love that they just put Nintendo products in here. It's wild to me. Oh, they just kind of kept. I would like Princess Peach's crown. Thank you very much. And her dress. Thank you. I just want Warriors outfit because it's funny. I have one of those. I think you can only order 5 things, which is kind of annoying. Yeah. Very annoying to me, actually. And then, oh, not in then. So, like, I think it's fine. It's nothing, like, crazily special. I don't think it's particularly bad. I think it's just fine. Like, it's just perfectly fine. It's fun. I never read the Fear Street books. I know they're, like, an R.L. Stine, creation. And that's cool. I have no emotional attachment to them, so, I'm just hanging out on vibes, man. Oh, I went to the wrong thing. And I thought it was pretty good, you know, like, whatever, it's fine. I like that there was some gay stuff. I think, I'm curious, I'm not gonna read the books, but I'm curious, like, what stuff I thought was dumb kind of came from the books themselves, like, were plot things in the books, or were just, like, part of the world building in the books, you know, like, what stuff that I thought was kind of annoying or stupid or whatever from the, is there anything new? I don't think that there is. Why you don't give me new things? Like, especially the world building stuff with the witch, like, I'm curious what stuff is maybe, shit that was, like, done for the movies, and what is stuff that's just, like, you know, whatever for the books. Like, it's just, like, a thing that came from the books. Which ideas came from where, you know? The next thing we watched was The Green Knight, baby. Wow, this is a lot of really boring shit, huh? That's neat. And I've been waiting for this movie for so long. I wore my Super Yaki Dev Patel summer shirt. I really loved it. I thought it was a really great, close but also nice, slight reimagining of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. I will say they say his name Gawain in this movie, which is totally fine. There are lots of ways to say his name. Although the guy who played King Arthur says his name in, like, the most wild way I've never heard pronounced, which I just thought was really funny. I was like, what? What word are you saying, my dude? I just thought it was funny. Oh, wait. Is Daisy May on my island? Doesn't she appear on... Oh, no, she's on Sundays, I think. Anyway, sorry. I was thinking about the turnips. I don't really care about the turnips, but, I don't need that. Take those, please. Anyway, The Green Knight was great. Dev Patel summer, indeed. I will say the only thing that I was sad about was, so in the original story, there's this thing where he goes, like, while he's on his journey, he goes to this lord's house, and the lord does the thing where he's like, hey, whatever you get while you're in my house, you gotta give me. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And then, like, the dude's wife tries to seduce him a couple of times, they only ever kiss, I think. They do a little bit more than kiss in this. But the whole thing is like Sir Gawain and the man of the estate essentially kiss a bunch because every time his wife kisses Sir Gawain, he then gives the lord of the house that many kisses in return without giving him any context for it, which I just think is really funny. Bold move, my dude. And so there's like a lot less kissing, like they've made it slightly less queer, which is annoying, but totally fine, whatever. What makes me sad though is that my audience didn't really make a lot of like noise or like conversation throughout the rest of the movie, you know, but had a lot to make noise about and say, in quotes, about the kiss when it happened. And I was like, I love homophobia. It's great. Can't believe I've not been out and have gone so long without hearing and seeing homophobia. It's so good. I love it. Really good. So I can't wait until I can watch The Green Knight again, hopefully without a homophobic audience. That would be great. I'm like, there's way less queer in this than there is in the original. So like, why are you being like this? Why are you being like this? Whatever. So annoying. But The Green Knight was truly perfect. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. Really fucking good. Really fucking good. And I thought that, like, yeah, the adaptation of it is so good. Sir Gawain is my favorite of the knights. He's always been my favorite. And I think that I don't know. Like, he's my favorite. The like story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, I think, is one of my favorites. And I thought that they did such a good job, and it's gorgeous. It's so fucking beautiful. Like, it's so fucking beautiful. Like, astounding. Really fucking good. And then the last thing we watched, which we watched last night before midnight happened, so it was still in July, was we watched the second Fear Street movie, which is 1978, which is the one that's set at the camp. It's like the flashback to the camp situation. And I thought that one was much better because it's much more, I would argue, so like people were like, you know, my biggest complaint is that these movies aren't necessarily slasher movies, and I think that that's true. Like, they're kind of billed as being like new versions of slasher movies, and they're really not. Like, they are in terms of like that's the vibe that people are like giving. Nope. Bloop, I'm so happy. But they're not really slashers, you know, in the kind of more traditional sense, because it's much more like, it's a witch doing things. And, like, it's not just, like, a vague notion of that. It's, like, very explicit and a thing that the characters talk about a lot, which is fine, but kind of annoying. Also, I wish that your villagers could expand their house the way you could. I know that would be a lot to, like, deal with, but I think that'd be fun. Anyway, I'm definitely not going to play for another hour to get to the Able Sister shop, so that might have to be another time. But those are all of the 24 movies I watched in July. They were really fun. Some of them were bad, but mostly they were good or mediocre, which... honestly, like, mediocre movies are sad, whatever, but also, like, it is so hard to make a fucking movie, you know? Like, it is so hard to make a movie. And, okay, well, fuck you then. And that any movies are good, or that any movies are mediocre, is kind of a miracle, to be quite honest. And that's commendable. And I always try to remember that, especially when I don't like something, or if I kind of am meh about something. I try to remember that, like, somebody poured their heart and soul into this movie, and it's not their fault necessarily that it's, like, bad or kind of fine, because it's really hard to make a good movie. Even if you have all the resources and creativity behind you, it's just hard. Like, making movies is hard. And I commend everyone who does it, and I would like to be doing that soon. So anyway, those are all the movies that I watched in the month of July. If you would like to talk to me about them or fucking anything else, feel free to talk to me on Twitter or on Letterboxd. I'm on both of those quite a bit, mostly on Twitter because, yeah. This video, as well as all of my other videos, are brought to you by my Patreon. If you would like to join my Patreon, that would be mighty cool of you. You will join these fine people. Go ahead and do that. I will leave a link down below. And as always, I will link everything that I have talked about from Movie John and what have you down below as well. My teen article, my review of Pig, etc. And I hope you enjoyed this tour of my island, question mark? I mean, like, kind of, but not really. I guess I didn't really tour it, but tour of my home and then going along to do menial bullshit tasks with me on Animal Crossing. Wow. I really thought there would be more weeds, to be totally honest, which... Alright, maybe they toned it down in the update. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!